Hello, my loves. It's me, Jazzy Mac, and today we're going to talk about how to make money from Etsy. Yes, we are all familiar with having the Etsy shop and selling items on Etsy, but we're actually going to jump into their corporate careers, and I'm going to show you some things that are going to be perfect for those of you that have experience in any type of call center, such as doing like shipping and receiving, maybe giving customers updates on their packages. And then we're also going to look at some stuff for more experienced people. And I'm going to show you a couple of different companies that are still hiring right now. But I just want to point out that Etsy is an amazing company to work for. They have really great benefits. They have really great pay. They've got parental leave. So if you've got a baby on the way, you can absolutely still be hired. They have parental leave for dads and moms. So that's a really cool thing. So it's just a really great company to work for. So I'm going to actually save the best for last because these are going to go into like the 6-figure range. And I want to show you all something that is a little bit more friendly, more entry level friendly. So we're going to start with the Amazon job. Now, this Amazon role is a customer support specialist role. And this is perfect for you call center experienced people or customer support experienced people. And what I really wanted to point out about this job before we get into the details is I actually had, I got to do my shout outs. Chanel recently got hired for the Delta Airlines remote position. She starts March 13th. Congratulations to you, Chanel. And Coco Brother just got hired at TurboTax. He said, thank you. He was hired for their tech support. And what was cool was Jazz actually commented and said, I'm hired. Thanks for putting this jewel in my back pocket, Jazzy. February 13th is my start date. Well, guess what? Today is February 13th. And I hope your first day went extremely well. And so this is for the customer support specialist position, which is still hiring. Now, this particular job pays a minimum of $19 per hour. And yes, I do have the resume templates available down for you in the description box. But if you remember, I've done this job before, so it's already in your resume library. For those of you that are subscribed, if you're not subscribed, just click the link below in the description box so you can download this resume. Now, it says here that the position pays $19 per hour. It is a fully virtual role, okay? You can do this anywhere throughout the country. I'm not sure if you can do this internationally. I know they do support international brands and they do have international offices. So you may want to search the website if you're outside of the US to make sure they do it globally if you live in a global location. But it says in this customer support specialist role, you will be the voice of ShopBop. Now, if you've never heard of ShopBop, it's basically a subsidiary of Amazon where they sell a lot of high-end fashion. So you would be supporting customers that are calling in and making purchases for these highly priced bags that are saying, hey, I just wanted to know if the bag is going to be delivered before Valentine's Day, or I just wanted to know, what the return process is for these bags. So they sell bags, they sell clothing, they sell jewelry, but this is supposed to be more of their like high-end shopping, more of the premium shopping. As you can see, they sell like Gucci bags, Fendi, Louis Vuitton, that sort of stuff. So that is going to kind of be what this role is going to be about. And it says you may communicate through email, phone, live chat, or social media. I would ask the recruiter what the particular channel is going to be that you would be communicating with. It could be monitoring the comments on their Facebook page, or it could be, live chat support. So that is going to be something that you want to discuss with the recruiter. So it says 2 years of experience in a customer service focused environment, such as a contact center. So yes, if you've ever worked in any type of call center, you've ever done customer support, support, technical support. That is excellent experience for this particular job. You're going to make decisions around late returns or faulty goods and compensating people if necessary. So if somebody says, hey, I received a damaged Gucci bag, it'll be up to you to decide whether or not you want to give that person like a portion of their money back. And, you could get an email request of them sending you pictures of the item, and then you'll make that, that call to determine if you want to do a refund or if you want to offer them some sort of discount. So this isn't like a job where people are like going to be yelling at you or anything like that. This is a pretty low stress job. It's a pretty cool job from what I can read. And, again, it's for Amazon. So those of you that want to get into like the corporate world, this is a great stepping stone for you to start, here in this position and work your way up to a more technical role or into, a operational or managerial role. Somebody pointed this out the last time I did this video, and they said, oh, I don't know Russian, Korean, or Japanese. And it's like, clearly it says that's just a preferred qualification. It's not a baseline qualification. And I'm sure the person that I showed you that just got the job didn't know Russian, Korean, or Japanese. I mean, you can comment on that video and ask her if she knows any of those languages, but I am almost sure that she probably didn't know those languages and she still got the job. Those are usually just things that the recruiter will put in there to attract a certain crowd. It's never a deal breaker. Okay. Clearly you're going to be working across a U.S. job market. So it's going to be something that is going to be more focused on English speaking people. So that resume is already done for you. I did want to point out before we go to the Etsy career that there is a technical customer service role at Amazon as well. That is a more higher paying role. It pays up to $90,000 per year. And that role is going to be more of a technical support role. So those of you that have like technical support experience, you've worked in a technical sort of call center, this is going to be great for those of you that also know a little bit of SQL. Okay. So I want to go ahead and pop over to the Etsy role, the corporate role with Etsy, because these are really great, like entry-level roles. Oh, and I did want to point out that Rent the Runway is also still hiring for part-time customer experience associates. They do provide you the equipment. They will provide you with training. They do have flexible shifts, so you can do like a 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., or if you want to do something later in the afternoons, you can do a 4 p.m. to an 8 p.m., or if you want to do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, you can do that. So these are the different shifts that you're able to ultimately work depending on what your schedule is like. And they do have a 3-week virtual training that you will have to go through. And this job is going to be about 20 hours per week. So this is a perfect side job. It's a perfect, job for college students, things of that nature. So let's go ahead and hop into the Etsy career roles. Now, I wanted to start with the program manager role for the shipping carriers because I've been having a bunch of people say, Jazzy, I've worked at FedEx, I've worked for UPS, I've worked for the post office, and I don't know how to translate that experience. Well, this is how you do it. Because in this particular role, they want you to join their fulfillment operations team. And that team is responsible for managing domestic and international shipping. So this is going to be for products that are sold on Etsy, more like the premium products. And this fulfillment operations team is basically the team that is making sure that people receive their packages. Okay. It is a fully remote role. This is not working in any type of factory or anything like that, but this is more like you're going to be the person that maybe they call on if they say, hey, people have ordered packages and they're arriving damaged. We need to figure out what happened. We need to figure out if we're going to compensate these people for getting these damaged packages, or if, there's some sort of glitch in the system where tracking is off or shipping is off. So a lot of you have worked in call centers where Customers have said, hey, what's my tracking number? When will this package arrive? Things of that nature. So I don't want you to be intimidated by this fancy term that they've got up here, Senior Program Operations Manager for Shipping Carrier. Okay, it's a fancy way of saying you're a manager for the shipping operations team, and that relevant experience working for a FedEx or for a UPS or any type of call center is going to come in very handy. So you're going to manage the small parcel shipping. Again, this is done remotely. The tracking integrations, and you may be asked questions about carrier rates for domestic US or for global shipping. You may also provide data for analysis on the shipping rates and the price that it costs to ship something. You may have to work with some vendors, to help them make sure that they've submitted their payments to Etsy or that Etsy has paid a vendor. So a lot of you have this experience already. I wanted to get to the fun part of this because the fun part of this is how much they pay. This is a 6-figure role that pays a minimum of $124,000 a year up to $160,000 per year. Y'all, you're not going to make that at UPS unless you're like a high ranking exec or something like that. And even still, this is a lot of money to do the job remotely. Okay. It does say open to remote, meaning you can work anywhere across the country remotely. But this is a lot of freaking money to be made to answer questions about shipping. Yes, they'll provide you with some training. I mean, they want you to have a little bit of experience working in shipping, or working in like a finance or analytical role. Any of that experience is going to be a plus. Okay. And as far as like the e-commerce and shipping label integration, they say that's a plus, but that's also something they'll train you on. So if you don't have e-commerce or marketplace shipping experience, that's not a big deal because it is a plus, but it is also something they will train you on. So please apply for this. Even if you don't think you're qualified, I need you to apply. Okay. I want you to get in the habit of applying. Now I'm going to show you the next Etsy role, but I also want to just real quickly hop over into our resume demonstration because I wanted to show you some of the hot words. So for this particular job, the hot words that I would make sure I mention are going to be the Etsy operations team for shipping carriers. Those are all going to be hot words. If you don't know what hot words are basically the buzzwords, or they are the keywords that recruiters enter into their computer system when they are trying to filter out resumes. So recruiters are not looking at hundreds of resume, just hand by hand. They put in a couple of keywords and they search for those keywords, and the resumes that have those keywords are the one that they actually look at and call people and schedule interviews for. So you want to make sure if you've got any experience in e-commerce, whether it's like using Shopify, maybe you have used Etsy before, that's going to be a plus. If you've actually used Etsy, if you've actually worked in a contact center, that's definitely going to be something that you'll want to call out. If you've ever had to provide shipping information to customers, anything of that nature, you'll definitely want to call that out. So I've done this resume for you all, and of course, it's available for download if you get this subscription. And let's go ahead and pop over to our other role, because I thought this was also a really great role for those of you that have worked in any type of payroll. And the first thing you're going to say is, Jazzy, I've never worked in payroll. What are you talking about? All I've done was been a Burger King supervisor. Well, if you were a supervisor at Burger King, you ran payroll. You probably ran payroll for the employees. You probably had to make sure that their time card entries matched, their pay rates, and that it matched what they were being paid for that week or for that pay cycle. So that is all the same experience as what they're saying here. So in this job description, It says we're looking for a payroll specialist to join our HR operations team. So you are going to start with a base salary range from $70K to $90K. $70K at a minimum is $35 per hour. But most of you, like, if you've got that supervisory experience, you've ever like managed a team, or if you've ever been like a shift lead and you were responsible for counting down the drawer and reporting how much money was made at the restaurant, things of that nature, you can probably get closer to this 90,000 mark or higher. Okay. So what the day-to-day looks like is you're going to maintain payroll sheets. Okay. And I want to emphasize that this is a no phones role. Okay. This is going to be more so like a data entry role and probably more like an internal support role for Etsy, for their employees. So their employees may occasionally email and say, hey, there's an issue with my paycheck, or I need to set up direct deposit or something like that. Or, you know, maybe they saw that they were supposed to be paid for vacation time and they didn't receive that vacation time. So those are some of the things that you may be possibly dealing with on a daily basis. But again, the big thing for them, this insider information, the big thing is that you know how to use Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets. Because again, like I said, this is more of a data entry role. All that other stuff they can absolutely train you on. They will train you. They're not just going to throw you to the wolves or anything. But please have some experience in Microsoft Excel. I can tell you, based on my corporate experience, having worked in like payroll and accounting and all that stuff, this is going to be the big thing. That's going to be the thing that they will value the most. And then that's why they say payroll experience is a plus, but it's not a deal breaker if you don't have it. What is a deal breaker is not having Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets experience, one of them. Okay. So that is going to do it. I did do a resume for the payroll specialist. It's also available in your resume library, but let me know when you all apply for these roles. Remember, they're still out here. The customer support specialist role for Amazon, make sure you apply for that. Or this one, which is a little bit more, it's higher paying. It goes up to $90,000 a year, which is like $45 an hour. So make sure you're applying for these roles. Okay. I think I also may have put like an Amazon interview sheet in here. I can't remember. I think that's in your library as well. So there should be some interview prep for the Amazon stuff if you go back and look at the older Amazon video that I did. So that is going to do it for this video. I am so proud of you all. Oh, and I forgot, I had actually a couple of more shout outs. Like, I forgot there were a few more people. So the other person was Susie. Okay. She said, Jazzy, I want to thank you. I was laid off from my job in December. I came across your page, applied for a couple of jobs, including Rent the Runway. I interviewed with them and received my offer letter Friday night. I'm so proud of you, Solange. Susie Solange, so freaking proud of you. Congratulations to you. And then 7 Reasons said, I have an interview for Walmart work from home, and then came back a couple of days later to say, I didn't get the work from home position, because the one that I posted was like a call center position, but I did get the patient access coordinator job, okay, which was also a work from home job. So she applied for 2 different Walmart work from home jobs. And instead of her saying, well, I didn't get the first one, so I'm just going to shut down and just cry in a corner, she said, no, I'm going to apply for another job. And she got the patient access coordinator job with Walmart work from home. So for all you people saying Walmart doesn't do work from home, this is proof that they do, okay? Because 7 Reasons got a job and is about to start that job. So I'm excited for you all. Like, you all just make my day when you tell me about these jobs that you're getting, when you say, hey, Jazzy, I used your resume templates. They worked. You know, I got the pay that I wanted. I got everything that I absolutely wanted. So shout out to everybody that's just putting in the work and you're showing up. And I'm just proud of you. Okay. Until the next time, I will see you all in the next video. Bye.